Hi, my name is Bob Hillier. I'm here with Food Fire Feasts 2015. Wait for next year. And I'm going to show you a couple of chilies that I'm going to be using later that you might not be familiar with. And if you're wondering about my hair, because you might be, I was just down that river a little bit ago and it is wonderful. Cooled off and feel much better. What I'm going to start with is the Manzano chili that we got from Melissa's Produce. And I just recently discovered it. The Manzano is a chili that originated in the Andes Mountains high up in Peru, and it grew well in a colder climate. Now they are also grown in middle Mexico and some of the higher elevations there. But the Manzano is unique in that it is a fairly spicy pepper, not overly. It's kind of equivalent to a chili de árbol or a serrano. Not terribly hot, but what it does pack is just tremendous flavor. And if you look at it, it kind of looks like a bell pepper, and it has that thick flesh of a bell pepper. But there's a surprise. When you open a Manzano, it doesn't look like a bell pepper inside. If I can do this without cutting myself, when you open it up, you get black seeds inside. And if I were to pull that around,
be sure to wash your hands.
There is, oh no, this stuff is pretty good. You have these seeds that you want to pull out. What I'm going to do with these is cut them in half, put them on the grill, blister them a little bit, put some tomatoes on the grill, blister them, cook them down a little bit, and then create a salsa out of that. This is more of the traditional Mexican style salsa, and you'll see this done on a Mexican grill, which is called a comal, but I'm going to actually be doing this on the grill here. The other chili that I'm going to be working with is the Hatch chili, and Hatch chilies have somewhat of a cult following. Hatch chilies are similar to the Anaheim, but don't tell anybody in New Mexico that.
Okay, so you have a question. What is the taste compared to?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It has this, as you can see, it's a thick flesh, and it has, well, let me just try it. So immediately I get a little bit of a bite. Not terrible, a little citrusy, and then some of the flavor of an orange or a yellow bell pepper. But again, decent heat from the start. As you cook it down, it mellows it out and combines that heat with the other flavors. And then when you mix it with tomato, the salsa will actually be red from the tomatoes, but have a completely different flavor than you would have with any other salsas that I've tried. And I make a lot of salsas. So back to the Hatch chili. The Hatch is kind of like the Anaheim, but it is a variety grown in New Mexico. And if you've traveled to New Mexico, you know that the state motto is red or green. And that means you want red sauce or green sauce, or Christmas if you want both. And every restaurant will ask you that as you go in. The Hatch chili can be mild, medium, or blistering hot. And when you buy them, they should be labeled as such. The difference between the Anaheim and the Hatch is that I think they were, and I'm going to surmise here, they were originally came from the same variety of pepper, but over the years the Hatch has developed into its own based on the soil that it's grown in, the climate that it's grown in, which is unique to New Mexico, different from where you would find the Anaheim typically grown, which is in California or states like that. So one of the best things about New Mexican cooking is Hatch green chili sauce, and that's what I'm going to make tonight. And the Hatch green chili sauce is not complex. It's fairly simple, but it is just fantastic in
so
its
what are you using the two sauces for?
Smoothness and texture. I'm going to use both of these for huevos rancheros. So they will have a choice, just like in New Mexico, red or green, although the red won't be a New Mexican red sauce salsa, which is a very different one. It'll be the Manzano salsa. So, bon appetit, hashtag follow the feasts, and we'll see you next year.